You clicked for the Clark answer. Yes, we're explaining the coach's call. But here's the twist. This wasn't about hype. It was about roles against international defenses that punish mistakes. Why did veterans like Taurasi and Gray get the nod over rookie firepower? Stay with me as we break down the exact guard responsibilities Team USA prioritized: low turnover initiators, zone busters, and late clock decision makers, and how those choices map to gold medal basketball. By the end, you'll see the tactical checklist the staff used, and what Clark would need to tighten to be a lock next cycle. So here's the job, straight from how coaches build a gold medal backcourt. Guards have to start clean, keep the ball safe, see the zone early, and solve the last 8 seconds without forcing a hero play. That means low turnover initiation, instant zone recognition, steady pace control, and confident end-of-clock reads at FIBA speed. The ball has to get to the right scorer on time, on target, and without giving the defense a free run out the other way. If you can't do that against a packed paint and shifting help, you're not closing games in this setting. Now, Clark's gravity is real. Defenses pick her up high, and that stretches the shape of a zone. But in a 40-minute game, each wasted touch stings more. Fewer possessions squeeze variance out of the game, so the staff weighs every live dribble turnover like a 4-point swing. 2 you don't score, 2 they might in transition. In the WNBA, you can survive a cold stretch. In FIBA tempo, a 3-minute skid can flip a medal game. That's the calculation. Here's the contrast the staff lives with. WNBA pace flows, spacing is wider, and you get more rhythm drives. FIBA tightens the whistle, shrinks the quarters, and stacks help in the gaps. The lane crowds faster, and closeouts come from shorter distances. Read speed beats raw volume because the window is smaller and it shuts sooner. Miss it, and you're stuck in a trap or lobbing a bailout pass that turns into a sprint the other way. This is where Taurasi and Gray keep winning trust. Taurasi has shredded zones for years with simple skip reads and Spain pick-and-roll counters. She won't dribble into trouble. She relocates a defender with her eyes, then fires across the floor before the bottom wing can tag up. Chelsea Gray hunts mismatches late without coughing it up. She backs a switch to the nail, watches the weak side tag, and drops a pocket pass on time. No panic pickups, no loops into the corner, just the next right pass. There's also a real math angle. When staffs model guard usage against turnover percentage internationally, they target primary handlers under roughly 14% TOV, even with medium to high touch volume. You can load usage if the mistakes stay rare. That's how the offense scales without handing opponents free points. Vets who carry touches while protecting the ball check that box more often. Think back to a classic film moment. In Rio 2016, against a 2-3, the ball hit the high post on a flash. The weak side wing lifted a step, and the guard snapped a corner skip before the bottom defender could bump. No dance, no extra dribble, just touch, read, fire. The defense didn't even jump. It was already late. That's the job distilled to a single action. Erase the trap before it forms. Veteran value shows up in the stuff nobody charts. Pre-rotation callouts that steer teammates into gaps. Ghost screens that force a soft switch, then slip before the tag can arrive. Weak side tagging from guards on the catch so the big can stay home at the rim. Those tiny choices kill a press's second rotation and prevent the scramble that creates corner threes for the other team. It's preventive basketball. So the role tilts toward the guard who loses defenders with the pass, not just the dribble. That's why Taurasi and Gray fit this cycle. Their reads travel, their turnover profiles hold, and their end-of-clock calm lowers risk when the possession count tightens. Okay, so why do rookies get targeted so hard internationally? Let's go into the schemes that force those turnovers. Coaches don't fear star power. They fear the 2 or 3 empty possessions that swing a medal game. Zones and matchup presses are built to squeeze those mistakes out of young guards. They tilt the floor, take away your first read, then dare you to dribble into pressure. That's why staff meetings obsess over the traps you'll see before halftime, not the highlights you might hit in space. Here are the 3 looks that cause trouble. First, the 2-3 with high hands. The top 2 guards push you sideways, not downhill, while the wings sit on skip lanes with their feet in the paint. The middle stays active, ready to stunt and recover, so your pocket pass isn't clean. Second, the 1-2-2 or 3-2 matchup that morphs on the first pass. It starts like a zone, then sticks to your cutters and switches responsibilities mid-rotation. Your safe swing becomes a live dribble trap at the sideline because the top defender sprints to chest you as you turn. Third, the drop to switch out of Spain pick and roll. The big drops to contain. A back screener clips your roller, and on the rescreen the coverage flips to a switch with a stunt from the nail. One beat late, and you're throwing into a crowd. Rookies see windows. Those windows are baits. The nail help comes earlier than they expect. The baseline trap snaps when they pick up, and the corner closeout is delayed just long enough to lure the pass. They read open, then release, then realize the angle was taken away after the ball leaves their hand. That's the trap by design. Time your pickup, then attack your sight line. Watch how vets short-circuited in Spain action. The screener slips early to the dotted line, not the rim, which freezes the low man. Now there are two defenders tagging the roll space and nobody owning the slot. The guard doesn't drift or retreat. One stride, eyes on the tag, ball hits the slot before the stun arrives. No extra bounce, no hang dribble, just a pass through the gap while the defense is between jobs. The result is a clean catch with a downhill lane or an easy extra to the corner. Turnovers tell the story in these sets. First-year guards spike under zone and press looks because the reads stack faster than their internal clock. Vets keep their turnover percentage steady by trimming pickups and skipping the baited pass. In a short possession game, that gap gets loud. One bad live ball mistake turns into 2 points and a cross match the other way. Stack 3 of those in a quarter, and your cushion disappears. Chelsea Gray keeps those endings calm. Late clock, no panic pickup, eyes living on the weak side tag, and the pocket pass leaves her hand the second the big's hips open. The 1-2-2 can't trigger its second rotation because the first read is gone before they finish their stunt. Now you're scoring or resetting without burning a timeout. Diana Taurasi wins the opening beats. She calls the lift and shake before the ball crosses half, nudges a teammate into the empty space, and points the screener into the ghost that forces a soft switch. When the trap comes, the slot is already lifting into daylight. The pass looks simple because she arranged the furniture first. Clark's range bends a zone, no doubt, but pressure tests ball security and pickup discipline. A live dribble turnover at mid-court becomes instant transition, which is the one thing USA refuses to feed. Against FIBA traps, the winning stat isn't just points created, it's errors avoided. That drove the veteran choice for this run. So what closes the gap next time? There's a clean checklist that turns rookie fireworks into automatic selection, and it starts with how the first 2 dribbles handle contact. Gold medal guard play is risk management. Win possessions, and the roster's talent separates. That's the craft. Protect the ball, see the trap early, and end clocks on your terms. Coaches trust the handler who turns pressure into silence. If you want Clark locked next cycle, track 3 things this season. Her turnover rate under traps, especially live dribble picks. Her skip read timing versus zones. Early eyes, early release. And her late clock decision grades. No panic pickups, clean pocket passes, smart resets. It's not a snub story, it's a checklist. Master the checklist, and the jersey picks itself. Next touch, next read, next window, make those automatic.